Dan saya Datuk Darul, dan perkara ini kita akan halusi seperti yang saya nyatakan. Mana pihak yang kita yakin bahawa pertama seperti kepentingan rakyat Malaysia di Sabah, keduanya kestabilan politik di negara ini, dan also equally important the survival of Warisan Parti, and we have to be very pragmatic, realistic dalam keadaan yang ada pada hari ini. Ya.
Some people have said that if Warisan is serious about MSCC2, you should join GPS and GRS to form the
Well, whatever it is, whether they're able to realize that, because we have been working with them as well before, you know, JPS have been working with them on how to ensure when we were there then, Pakatan Harapan, I still remember, and how best we can realize that we managed to bring it up to Parliament, but of course we lost, you know, because there were certain clauses that was demanded by my counterpart coming from Sarawak, was not installed. But nevertheless, I think what is important for us, I have to be very pragmatic, realistic. You know, first thing first is that the Sabah side, you know, and then the Sarawak, the Borneo block that I have to think of, and also the country, and this is very crucial. I cannot be just thinking of those guys in KL, I cannot be just thinking of those guys in Sarawak. You see, I have to think of all these people in Sabah as well. What are the demands? What are the things that they can realize when they want to discuss with us or they want to form the government? Which I've already made it clear to my members of party to ensure that we want to be in the government. Yeah, as I've indicated just now, since the mandate is already given by the riot, but whoever form the government, we will look into it. They need our support, then we look into how we can best somehow realize some of our demand can be considered, can be realized. Okay, I hope I answered the question.
So that means you are ready to work with whatever the most likely choice of government that appears.
Well, we look into where are the areas that can be realized. I mean, we cannot be just working on Tom, Dick and Harry, you see. So, but I think what is fundamental for us to, first thing first is that people's decision is already done. We have to respect that. And who will be able to realize the number. And that is where the dynamics of how the politics can happen every minute, every hour count, you know. Yeah? Tak, kita bukan nak design. We look into that. That's why I said, bila nak bincang tentang apa perkara, bukan kita lihat blok sana, tapi kepentingan satu Sabah, yang keduanya yang kita katakan Borneo blok yang ada. Ya, pasal kalau kita lihat dari segi kita punya jumlah kecil saja. Itu yang harapan saya bagi seluruh rakyat Malaysia di Sabah. If only they can deliver to us the number 10 ke minimum like that, then we will have a better bargaining power. Ya, yang kita katakan bahawa look at the scenario now. I cannot be thinking for those guys in KL. Sama ada dia Barisan Nasional, sama ada Perikatan Nasional, sama ada Pakatan Harapan. You know, first priority must be given to who we represent in Sabah. So I cannot be just ignoring the voices of the people coming from these areas, because they are the one who make us as a YB. I cannot be just ignoring those in Sempurna giving me about more than 20 plus majority. Yeah? And the party also interest. We still have a number of aduns here. We are the biggest contingent anyway. Of all, additional one is already Bugaya. We just won with 6,000, which is quite...
So that means you are talking with the local politicians in Sabah?
We look into all angles. Because we don't have the number. It's for them to determine, to add up, you know. If only we have the numbers, I said, then we will be the one who call the shots. But we can't say that we are the one who call the shots, because we only have 3, you know. So that's why I was talking to I delivered my speech for a couple of weeks ago when I went to the ground and telling them, please give us the mandate. Yeah, because when we look into all the dynamic of politics, after that on top, when I said that, you know, the moment we have more than 10, it is going to be a done deal. And on top of that, we have already added up 19 or 20 adun, yeah, members of State Assembly, which I think is the biggest of all. Yeah? Okay?
Last night, sa kapag-alaman is blame Warisan teaming up with them. If Warisan had done so, it could produce different results.
Well, everybody blaming Warisan, including Barisan, including Perikatan Nasional. I mean, they want us to be with them. Everyone, well, I mean, they want to sleep with us, but make sure that, you know, please look into what the demands and the desire of what the people on the ground there. We cannot be just trying to please what they want, you see. I mean, I can say that the other way around as well. I could have won a few seats had they not, contested in that particular area, maintaining my Pinampang, my DPT, and other areas too. But we cannot be blaming people. I think it's time for us not to blame each other. What is already done is a done deal. I think let's move forward for the country, for the people. It sounds very sweet, you know, politician like us, for the country, for the people.
Can I ask, you say you respect the mandate of the people with 3 seats and your importance of survival in the party. With some self-reflection, what are some of the things that you do differently from the people of Sabah?
Sorry?
What are some of the things that you do differently from the people of Sabah because of the mandate they've given you? Now, we have 3 seats.
Well, they know very well what we have already laid out. We have already spelled out what sort of demands that these Sabah people have already highlighted, and you know, many years. And even when we were under Pakatan Harapan before together, and even when I was then in Barisan Nasional, so I think it is not new to them. So at least we just want to continue whatever it is to be realized. So I believe that they know about it. So we don't mind whoever. We are not so sort of like rigid in the sense that we have, you know, that is a view and stand that, oh, we can't work with this guy, we can't work with that guy. I think it's time for us to be very pragmatic, to be realistic, to be relevant in this kind of environment, and to ensure that this is the moment for us to contribute to the nation. Yeah, you asking?
Talking about moving forward.
Moving forward.
Warisan memang fokus dia strike di Sabah ataupun masih lagi mahu berada di Semenanjung?
Well, kita tak boleh biarkan kita punya wakil-wakil you know, di Semenanjung, because I think somehow I cannot ignore one of my candidates have secured votes of more than thousands, 3,000, almost 4,000 votes, you know, better than any other small party coming from Semenanjung. But the only snag that we had was because we didn't have that sort of like proper, well-established structure in Semenanjung. We don't have branches. We don't have many kind of, you know, those divisions, just like what we have here in Sabah. I think it's time for us to sort of like strengthen that, you know, proper kind of structure to establish in that part of the area to ensure that we can maintain. We cannot ignore that we have already spread out to Semenanjung. It's not the end of the road for us. I mean, we are not losing hope in God we trust.
Datuk Seri,
We must.
Datuk Seri, do you think your decision to expand your peninsula affected the outcome?
Not really. When I look at it, I knew that it's not going to be easy. I've already spread it out many times. In so many trauma, I knew there's not going to be a done deal for us. Even I did indicate 1 or 2 sort of like area that we can secure, looking into some of the campaigns, and I've been getting feedback almost now and then. But that is not the obstacle for us. That led us down to some of the peaks in our area. But I think, as I've indicated, because the tsunami came, and one of the tsunami was because they said, wow, we have to do something about how the government to perform, you know, that sort of things. And then that tsunami, we lost quite a lot of support coming from our stronghold area. We won that for, I think, during the State Assembly, even during the parliamentary area, PR14 last, we were able to secure that number in that sort of voting area. But this time around, it went down, particularly the Chinese voters in Sabah. And there was quite a strong tsunami coming. Okay.
Datuk Seri, bagaimana melihat semangat pencalon yang walaupun ada yang tewas, tapi still datang paginya? Itu satu. Satu lagi, pos Mohd.
Ya, kita ada bincang, soalan kedua tadi, kita ada bincang tadi tentang macam look into, apa masalah-masalah yang kita hadapi, structure yang perlu kita realisasikan. Tapi saya juga akui bahawa we have done all level best. Contohnya dari segi latihan-latihan PDM, paca-paca kita. Bila saya buat drama, saya pergi kawasan saya daripada pagi sampai petang. After that, I flew over from my hometown to Ikuti balik. So I visited the Darrow punya kawasan pusat dari Memilih di 23. Then after that, I went to Kutatan. And I saw some of kita punya paca. They are very spirited kind of members of the party, which really pleased me. Bila saya nampak mungkin ini di antara kita perlu melihat bahawa kehadiran mereka sendiri tidak berarti bahawa bila ada kalah maka harapan mereka tidak ada. No, they're still there. Datuk Seri, we work the party. Adapun setengah-setengah kawasan bukan kalah dengan jumlah yang besar, ya, dia kecil dia. Maknanya kita yakin satu kawasan parlimen, yang keduanya kita ada dun-dun, hampir 19-20 dun yang ada di bawah jagaan kita. So saya lihat bahawa perkara ini ada ini perhatian juga yang saya maklumkan tadi, postmortem kena dilakukan jangan lambat, ya. Kita pastikan bahawa kita ada kesiapsiagaan. Kita tak tahu Dewan Tangan Negeri Dewan mungkin 2 tahun setengah yang kena ada kesiapsiagaan. We don't be so upset with all. I mean, PDS got only one adun, so it's Star, and so is other party before. And this we have 3 here, and in one state assembly that we won. But of course, we have to respect the decision of the people. Kita tak boleh mengatakan kita kecewa, kita memanglah, tapi dalam keadaan dari ditetapkan oleh rakyat, dari ditetapkan oleh pengundi, kita kena terima di depan.
Datuk Seri, do you think that we have probably lost a bit of the support from the KDM community, especially with what happened in Penang?
It's not only the KDM community. I mean, when I recruit, it's also the Chinese was there, and there was quite a big kind of tsunami coming from the Chinese voters. So, partially because KDM has been our weakest link, if I may say, since day one. Because you look into the previous elections that we have, whether we went for parliamentary elections or even the state. When I look at it, I think this is what the missing link that we had. We were able to secure the East Coast side. We were able to secure the urban area, but unfortunately, the 3 was our weakest link, which I think we need to revise that.
Can I add something, Atel? You should be looking at how many KDM presidents of political parties there are. So the question should be more about why aren't they able to find a singular movement, and why are they all representing KDM struggles? That should answer that.
All right. Okay. Anything else?
Datuk Seri, macam mana Datuk Seri melihat secara keseluruhan PLU di Sabah kali ini? Kalau lihat parti-parti tempatan banyak yang memang just 1 atau 2 kursi saja.
Ya, itu yang kebimbangan saya dari awal, bahawa dominans parti-parti dari Semenanjung masih agak ketara kelihatan. Jadi saya dah peringatkan daripada hari pertama, di mana bila mula dalam Barisan Nasional, lepas itu bergabung dengan Pakatan Harapan Plus. Saya dah malukan dengan Pakatan Harapan Plus. Ingat, kita nak tabir Sabah, kita nak uruskan keadaan ini. So, bukan kita katakan kita tinggalkan kami, tidak. Give us the autonomy. But unfortunately, it was not really realized. So these are the message that we convey to them. Even now as well, when we have a chat and talk to them, calling me and say, no, must make sure that not only listen. Okay, jadi ini yang di antara perkara yang kita ambil perhatian. Yes, Mohd.
Okay, sir.
Oh, you're so quiet. You're coughing.
Long night.
I thought we were the only people who were really sleepless.
When you're not sleepless, we also become sleepless.
Bagaimana Datuk melihat untuk kerusi-kerusi di Semenanjung? Kalau dilihat masih, adakah seolah-olah warisan masih belum diterima oleh warga di Semenanjung?
Saya melihat bahawa contohnya di beberapa kawasan, bukan hanya di Pandan, di Bangsa Maju, ada juga jumlah yang beribu-ribu. Jadi kita tak boleh nafikan bahawa maknanya tidak ada penerimaan langsung rakyat Malaysia datangnya di Semenanjung untuk parti warisan. Cuma kemungkinan dia kelihatan juga nampak terasa bahawa it's a bit too early warisan to claim a win dalam pilihan raya ini, kerana dia akan proses melalui masa untuk ada masyarakat para pengundi yang mengenali siapa calon, mengenali siapa parti apa, and also manifesto atau tujuan ada matlamat. Bila saya jelaskan, tak berarti bila kita adakan the new block, we being very parochial. No, we love the country. Tapi apa yang penting, bila kita suarakan kehendak dan juga rasa rakyat Malaysia di Sabah, itu tujuan kita. Kalau kita dapat ditemukan, kita dapat mengikat dari bonding the society people in this country. We can bond it, strengthen. Ya, kalau agaknya loosen, dan itu yang kebimbangan. Contohnya apa yang berlaku di Ireland, apa berlaku di Scotland. Ya, kadang-kadang itu sampai referendum berlaku. Why is that so? Dan ini yang kita kena go deeper, analyze it carefully for the sake of the country. That's what pasal itu yang kita buat, supaya kita spread the wing, supaya mereka memahami keadaan-keadaan. Saya dah bersuara banyak kali, minyak kita punya tapi cuma 5%. Suara itu lantang kedengaran di peringkat ekonomi, tapi malangnya kedengaran tapi tak ada perubahan tindakan yang kita lakukan. Bagaimana kita nak build a nation, touch the heart of all. Malaysia, respectable where they are. When we said that, when we raised that, it's not been very parochial. Tidak. Ya, kita love the country, but at the same time, please be just in terms of how we govern the country. There must be inclusiveness in terms of forming the government, and also how we can distribute wealth equitably. Jangan hasil datang Sabah, lepas itu peruntukan kurang datang ke Sabah. Okay. Ya, itu dah lepas pilihan raya yang tu, message pilihan raya. Anything else on your side?
Maybe why do you think Warisan will not gain a lot of seats?
Sorry?
Why do you think Warisan could not win that many seats?
Well, one of the factors that I was indicating is there was quite a tsunami. I thought that when they said that, okay, the message coming from Pakatan Harapan, they want to give a chance to Anwar to become the Prime Minister. And that's how there was a big kind of movement coming from the Chinese voters. When I look at it, they won it, so we lost. You know, certain area. I think in your area was quite very apparent. When I saw the movement of some of the voters on the ground, particularly when I did my campaign in Kapaya. So I see the body language. I mean, even during my visit to polling station, I can feel it. I can see that. The physical kind of contact. Normally when they say, greet me, shake hand with me, how you look at you, that's sort of interactions they have. But this time around, when I said, wow, something is not right. So
what do you think? What do you all think? Did you see this movement, this wave, which did not happen anyway in Semenanjung, right? Did you realize that? So the wave did not happen in Semenanjung.
No, it was a wave, but the wave did not favor them.
Correct. But did you realize something, Datuk Seri? I just want to add. Did you realize something? They underestimated the Malay youth. That's the thing. They underestimated them.
If you look at the dynamic of what happened in these elections, there seems to be a movement of, say, like Pakatan Harapan Chinese, the area. Whereas Pakatan Nasional, they again the support coming from the Malay and the Muslim kind of thing. So somehow that's how it's quite divisive. And when you look into it, the outcome is quite very apparent, saying that no one can call the shots, that they can form the government. So that's why I've been playing all this while the use of race and religion. It's very divisive. And nobody listened to us. They said, this is the outcome. He said, when you use the race and religion, you know, then the country will just go. The most important part in the heart of many Malaysians is the stomach, the economy. I mean, they need jobs, they need health services, better education system, better security, better infrastructure of where they are living. So this is where I think we are very focused, looking into it, rather than, you know, a race kind of religion kind driven one, but more on issue driven for the betterment of the society and for the good of the people in the country. I'm quite sure it can have a different kind of outcome.
Datuk Seri and Warisan and all the candidates were looking at a Sabah block that will lead to Sarawak and Sabah having a collision of a Borneo block. So that is not based on the premise of race or religion. It's based on necessity. 8 of the poorest district is in Sabah. So we need to get the best position for Sabah when you form the federal government. So Datuk Seri has been consistent and all our candidates have. But people rode on the wave. They thought we were against the wave. We were with the wave. But they said change the government. We wanted to change the government as well, but on the terms of Sabah and Sarawak. But then they missed it. Like I said, you see what happened in Kelantan. You see what happened in Terengganu. That wave they totally missed it, and I think we need to rethink. Sabahans have to rethink their position. The Sarawakians have 22 parliamentary seats now.
Okay. Anything else? CNN? All the way from Singapore. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much for all the help and the coverage. You know, that you have given us.
Thank you guys.
During the elections.
Congratulations to the winners.
Congratulate the losers as well.
To those who didn't make it, what is the word?
I think you need a politician, sir. We can offer her. She speaks very well.
I should.
Yeah, we have.
But you realize I was one of the first one to call you one. There are not many politicians who did not make it, but called.
We have yet to get, you know, schedule coming from journalists.